What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? What's popping with you?
Working hard as always.
Working hard?
Working hard is only a man can do.
Working hard or hardly working?
That's all I can do.
Oh, you flexing, man.
Oh,
You got 2 jobs. Stop flexing, bro.
I'm done.
I only got 1. I'm a broke boy. Speaking of being, I got a quick off-topic question. And this is more geared towards Leon because he is a black entrepreneur and it is Black History Month,
It's Black History.
after all.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the off-topic question I want to propose to you guys. How is it that we can support, this is an ongoing question too, how is it that we can support businesses owned by a different race, but we have a hard time supporting businesses of our own race? And Leon, here's the question for you. When you were starting Digital Empath Studios, did you have trouble gaining support from other black people? Or did you encounter any like obstacles, like, you know, getting to where you at now with it?
Oh yeah, of course I did. There's always gonna be some I ain't had ops, but there's some opposition to it. And as far as you know, why people find it hard to identify, I think it's the identity crisis. It's an identity crisis because sometimes people get caught in their own reflection. Mm-hmm. So if I look at myself as like, I'm not serious about business, I don't really know that much, and my uncle don't know that much. So now my representation is all messed up. And do you do business the way I think businesses should be run? Mm-hmm. So if I don't identify that within self, I don't see that in my reflection in you.
Right.
So now I got a problem supporting you the way I would normally support anybody else I've seen doing business constantly. If I only seen other races doing business, then I might have be easier to accept their version of business because that's my indoctrination of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. As far as people supporting Digital Empath Studios, I was trying to acquiesce to other races for a while. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, hold on. Well, who's really showing up? Mm-hmm. When you really take time to really assess with who's showing up and who's supporting, it's a misconception because it's easy to be like, oh, they're going to be who you should target towards this other group.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like, well, they ain't been showing up. Sometimes they show up, but the people who I've been affecting is people within my community and my reach.
Real shit.
And they have helped me ascend. And by proxy, making it reciprocal, I'm going to do the same thing for them. So I'm going to do what I can to help them get to where they want to go.
Right.
So I'm putting back out there what I'm receiving.
Right.
I ain't looking at what anybody else doing.
Right.
That's real shit.
And man, he said he's staying in his own lane, man.
Leon, a real nigga.
Yeah. One time for Leon, man. Give it up for Leon and Digital Empath Studios, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
What about you, bro? You had a hard time, or have you had like a bad experience maybe with a black-owned like business that made you not want to support them? Like, you know how you go in the store and like sometimes the business or the customer service is just terrible. Yeah. And you like,
God, the whole black-owned business thing, like service thing, like I get it, right? I feel like in Western society, like we expect things to be like the way we want them to be, like, you know, I guess because we are spending money, right? But we expect things to be the way we want them to be all the time, right? Because all the time we just have things at the ready, right?
Right.
But who established that type of, I guess, like this type of matrix we in?
The man.
You know what I'm saying?
Following somebody else's blueprint.
Yeah, exactly. Like they created that matrix, right? And then we follow the same blueprint, but like who perfected it? You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at like who really like perfected that type of like that type of scheme.
Right.
To the point where you could have everything at the ready, right? All of this shit that we have in here right now, you can just at the ready. like, also being black, like, I try not to fault like black business owners, because like I know how much being black can be a detriment to even like your performance sometimes.
Do you think we're always on the defense?
It's a psychological thing.
Yeah. We're always on the defense because we don't know how we're going to be received.
Right? But I do think that should make us strive to be more excellent. Right? I don't think we should look at those shortcomings as failures. I think we should look at them as like, well, this is what we can improve on.
Yeah.
Like how do we build something that's like outside of this, like
the scheme? How do we forge our own like path? How do we break away from the scheme and build our own scheme?
Yeah. And just so that people not following, like the scheme is like this whole like all the politics, like all the economics, like all the shit that seem like out of our control. Like through all of that, they provide us with a bunch of shit to just have. 20 years ago, we wouldn't be able to sit here and do this and broadcast it to a whole bunch of people. Now we can just do it at the ready.
20 years ago, this wouldn't have been like a black-owned thing.
Exactly. Where are we uploading this to? YouTube. Who on YouTube? The man.
Yeah.
At the ready. That's what they've perfected.
Yeah. Because then after that, if you want to go deeper down there, it's like, oh, we uploaded to YouTube, so why don't we create our own platform?
Exactly.
Where,
Exactly.
Huh.
I mean, considering we the trendsetters, we could do that. It's just that sometimes people feel so comfortable trying to get into a room that wasn't created for them, so they're trying to again fit in somebody else's blueprint.
Yeah.
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 And do y'all feel like you said we're like our own detriment, or is it detriment to be black?
And mind you, like I think black people are the most excellent people in the world.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Like I believe that in my heart, right? When I say detriment to be black, I don't mean it's like, oh, poor black people. Right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is, I feel as though nobody will ever realize like how much of like nobody that's not black will ever realize how much of like a constant thing, like a psychological pressure.
Yeah.
To be black, right? We're black men. Imagine how black women got it, right? But that constant psychological pressure, right? Like you always there's always a part of you looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like any moment can be your last moment. It could be somebody that looked just like you. It could be the police, right? It could be somebody that doesn't look like you and just wants to kill you because they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that constant pressure. You have to perform at work better than everybody the fuck else.
Or else you're labeled as lazy.
Or else you're labeled as lazy, all of this other shit. Right? That constant pressure, it affects your performance and everything.
And even at work, it ain't even like the other races you got to worry about being labeled lazy ass. Because I feel like us as black people, yeah, we are excellent. Like we all of that. We're amazing. We're everything that they say we not, right? But we also have this mindset of being like crabs in a barrel. Where it's like, if you are performing better than me at work, you would think that as a fellow black man in this establishment where we're the minority, perhaps, I would want to see you do better than me. I would want to see you get ahead, right? I would want to see you and Leon move up, like in this position while we at work. But instead, in most cases, that's not the case. You have a crab in the barrel mindset nigga at every job you work at. somebody that don't want to see JaVae get promoted to a management. Matter of fact, to prevent that, I'm gonna go to the higher up and tell them everything JaVae has not been doing and why he shouldn't get this promotion. Or I'm gonna go and say that, hey man, Leon been staying in his car, for 45 minutes every morning after he clock in.
I think it's a difference. It's something to be worth noting is the crab in the barrel theory. It's just like black on black crime theory, in a sense of it's a good trope to use. It's a good name for it. The good branding again is good branding.
Yeah.
If I can say black on black crime, you're going to focus on crime being black on black. So whenever the black person do something, the black person does black on black crime. It's like that's a proximity thing, and just like that, you're gonna see that in the other races. It's gonna be a white guy that's gonna tell on a white guy. It's gonna be an Asian guy that's telling on an Asian guy. It's just a proximity thing. If it's more of them around each other, it's just some people are snitches, some people are just petty. So you got these people that just exist, and if you put it into the credible barrel mentality thing, which they branded to, you never really hear that being utilized in any other race. It's not like that they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's just never hit associated with it.
Right.
Yeah. And they've also like perfected like the image, right, of like what the crab in the barrel looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Among Us, like they really push that image, right? Like we have shit in our culture. Like we didn't we create the term snitches?
I don't think so.
No.
Like mobs and stuff.
Mobs and all that. Right.
He was already doing that.
Right. That been a thing. You're right. But there's especially like hip hop culture, even tie it back into music, like because so much of it is related to like crime, right? Like snitches is a big thing in our culture, right? So there's like a whole like image and like branding around it,
right?
So again, I think that gets embedded in people's psyche
by the man. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever had like a quote unquote?
Yeah, but like I've had them from a number of people. Yeah. Probably mostly black people because that's who I'm in closest proximity with. Right. As Leon said, it's a proximity thing. So if I'm around a whole bunch of niggas, some niggas is gonna betray me. Right. But I've also had it in environments where it's been predominantly Hispanic people, right, or anybody else. I think it's a human nature thing. I think it's a human nature thing, and yeah, I think it's a proximity thing. I think we just got to get up from around niggas.
Yeah, because I give you an example,
and then we'll just see that everybody does it.
I give you an example of something I guess where it was. My brother Hanif, he was the only black guy on his construction crew at Milan Long, right?
Yeah.
The rest of his crew were all Hispanic men. But they took notice that Hanif was such a great worker that they stood up for him, right? They were like, oh, Hanif's a great, they praised him. He got promotion after promotion, like he started making a little more money than what he started off with. Right? Could that be the case if there was a bunch of black men though? And I'm not shitting on black men. I'm just proposing the questions. Like, I'm a black man my day, so but
I think it depends on the environment that you cultivate there. Right? Like that, like whatever the work culture is, right?
Yeah.
Because if the work culture is dog eat dog, right? Everybody's just looking like just looking to get ahead. I think you'll find it regardless of anything. Right. If that's the work culture, if that's the culture that those people cultivate there, then yes, absolutely. I think. Then yes, absolutely. But I really think it depends on like the group of people that you get around you, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've been part of groups with like predominantly Hispanic people. I bust my ass, but I still got shitted on, right? Now maybe I mean, me and Eve are two very different people, right? So I don't know. Maybe I rubbed them the wrong way, something like that. Maybe it's something I just
personality.
Yeah, maybe it's something it's a variable that I'm not even adding in. I don't know, but I mean, I really just think that I think it matters like what the culture is around. Like he could have just been around like some really good people.
True.
And sometimes you get unlucky and you're around a bunch of shitty
people. Yeah.
I think it could be that in any environment.
True. Leon, you was about to say something?
I was just thinking about like your work ethic do play a role in that.
Yeah.
Like I think about the times where I was a good employee and it was sometimes I was shitty.
Yeah.
Like I can't get mad at you for saying I was doing something wrong that I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
Like I was wrong.
Yeah.
You just happened to tell on me. I don't agree that you told on me, but you got me.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're making something up about me, that's a little bit different.
Right.
So it's like some of that is accountability too.
Yeah.
Like if you're not willing to be accountable.
I've had both happen.
Yeah. Well, like you were doing shit you wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've had that happen to me. Yeah. I've even told him like it is what it is. You got me.
But you caught me.
Yeah. Red-handed.
Yeah.
But and then the other time they're like, nah, they're fucking lying because I don't know.
So are we too quick then? Since we're saying it's not necessarily a race thing, it's a proximity thing there.
It's also a self-hate thing.
It's also a self-hate thing.
It's a self-hate thing.
So are we quick then? This will lead me to my second question. Are we too quick to pull the race card?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think what about you, Leon? Are we too quick?
I don't know. Cause like I've been recently going through Reginald F. Lewis' book, Why Should White People Have All the Fun?
Mm-hmm.
Or Why Should White Men Have All the Fun? I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm listening to the book and like all the stuff that he's going through in the book, he's just like, some of this stuff is racism, especially during his time.
Yeah.
But he's like, sometimes you just encounter just stupid people that they just assholes. Sometimes you're just going to encounter assholes and they just happen to be a white guy. He might just been an asshole to everybody.
Yeah.
But to you, he's an asshole and I'm black. So now I'm thinking you being an asshole because I'm black.
Exactly. It's all the shit that we like. It's perception. Again, the weight.
Yeah, we gotta think about it more. We gotta actually try to make that distinction. Like I don't think white people really be like, is he treating me like this because I'm white?
Yeah,
exactly. It's a psyche. You see what I was saying earlier?
Yeah.
It's a constant weight. It's a constant pressure on your psyche. You're thinking that this white man is saying these mean things to you because
the history of his people.
Exactly. No, he's a dickhead to everybody, but because we have that pressure
to constantly be on the defense.
Exactly. That nigga's doing that because you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's racist.
So how would you guys, or do you guys decipher racism from, this person just being an asshole or a dick?
When they start doing racist stuff.
What defines racist stuff?
They call me the N word. I was about to say it.
That's the extreme racism.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's that's very obvious, blatant racism. That's an obvious, blatant form of it.
I'll give you one, and that's because I don't really care about what I do. I know I'm gonna be good no matter what, because I'm gonna keep on pushing, and I got the support of my people behind me. But like in this place where I'm at right now, I had this lady come to me and say, she's like the office manager. She's like, yeah, the building manager didn't like what he was seeing in the parking lot. I'm like, what he see in the parking lot? It's like, oh, it was people in the parking lot, and then they came upstairs, and I'm like, well, how you know they was coming here? Oh, they seen them on the cameras. I'm like, what? I'm like, so what's the problem? Like, he said he don't like that type of clientele. And I was like, oh, that type of clientele?
That type of clientele.
Tell me more. What does that mean?
Oh.
That's an example of what I call racist.
That's a big example. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
They ought to be fucking ashamed of themselves.
That's like the guy that works this, it was a restaurant around the corner from my house.
Yeah.
Called the Fish Market.
Yeah.
Right? And when the whole Black Lives movement was going on, Black Lives Matter movement was going on, when customers were coming into their restaurant, if they had that propaganda on, he'd say, "Not in here," and it was reported, like it was in the news, everything.
Yeah,
Like Black Lives don't matter in here. Or he told somebody you can't eat here because you have that Black Lives Matter shirt on.
you know the Rough and Ready off of Riggs Road?
Yeah.
And Leon, I don't know if you know, it's a DC, DC, Maryland thing. But you know that Rough and Ready off of Riggs Road is owned by this white man, right?
Right.
He's owned it for like a long fucking time. So anyway, a few years ago, he came out saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't like black people."
I think I remember hearing
Yeah,
about
yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I don't like black people, and I don't even care if people know that I don't like black people because my food is good and they're still gonna come eat it." That shit is still open to this day.
And that's a part of the system developed by the man.
The man.
That's a part of the
Like, I mean, the messaging sometimes don't get out there enough, and then other times, like you said, people just live past, I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, he ain't say it to me, so I'ma still come in here eat.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't called me the N-word. I'm gonna come in here, so I'ma still eat.
Hey, you just, I don't know. You would just think like as much as the sentiment seems to be to attack those types of things now, right?
But
Like, he wasn't quiet about it.
here's the question though:
It was.
if this was a black-owned establishment, would people still come eat there if he had said some fucked up shit about his own people? Would people still support that business?
Probably not. I don't think nobody likes somebody that don't like their own, really. But at the same time, I was just thinking about this as y'all was saying that, about like him saying that openly and then people still going there. And I was like, dang, if you really think about the 60s and before, they was trying to integrate.
Yeah.
Basically, they didn't want you there, and they made it very clear that they didn't want you there.
Yeah.
And you was like, nah, I want to be over there, though. Why can't I be in there, too?
Right.
Like, I'm going to go in there and get arrested for being in a place that y'all know you don't want me at. Like, but, I mean, I guess so. I mean, maybe it's a sit-in. I just don't know about it.
That's so strange to me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why people still go there.
I didn't understand why I still seeing black people going to the fish market after he claimed that Black Lives Matter didn't matter in his restaurant.
I don't understand, man.
I mean, he didn't claim it. It sounded like he just blatantly said this to
But
me.
yeah.
If he told you to get out, like, that's kind of that.
Yeah, that's blatant.
That's OD racist.
So do y'all think we have a tendency to this date to like try and like be in like spaces and places that like
We're not welcome.
rather than like just building our own spaces? Do y'all think we have like a tendency for that?
I think if you do something bad enough to people long enough, like, and this kind of go back to slavery times, people will start to become accepting of certain things that they wouldn't normally be accepting of. And now it's like, well, you know, maybe he's right. Maybe Master right. I don't really deserve this. I should be fortunate.
At least he gave me this roof over my head.
Oh goodness.
He make sure I get a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Man, I'm happy to be here, ass nigga.
Pays me real good.
Oh no.
Like,
Yes, boss.
yes, boss.
Oh man.
Play it real by the book. Make sure any of people that look like this, they don't get ahead of me.
Oh man.
Yeah. We want to be accepted, but we're not welcome.
It's unfortunate. But here we still gotta make it, man. That's what life is. You gotta make it through all of that shit.
So I seen
Bunch of scheming ass, happy to be here ass niggas, all of that.
a few instances of that at my job, and I just shake my head. Like, me and my man Dijon, we talk about it all the time. We like,
Yeah.
look at these, and it's not even like the people that don't want us to get ahead. Personally, at my job, from what I've seen and I witnessed, are a lot of the older black men. They don't want, like, I guess it's because maybe they have this mindset they don't want like a young boss over them. They don't want a young black man to tell them what to do, or they don't want a young man in general to tell them what to do. or have that power over them.
I don't think most people want anybody younger than them telling them what to do, but I understand what you're saying though.
You know?
I definitely understand that. I've seen that as well, where it's like you holding on to the spot that's not really nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know this ain't yours, right?
Yeah.
You gotta tell people that, like, you know this ain't really yours.
Yeah.
Like, we'll sit there and we'll be like, yo, like, they really, like we had an instance where this guy told on another guy, he said, y'all willing to promote him? Man, when we out there, he don't even do X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
He don't even do this and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that do this and that. Which to me in my head translates back to that beautiful branding of crab in the barrel mindset.
Yeah, man, it's all a game, G. It's all a game.
If Leon made $50 million and I only made barely half of that, but Leon did it the dirty way, I'm not going to put that out there. I'm going to stand up and
I hope Leon do.
You know?
Yeah.
Stand there, look him in his face and say, congratulations, bro. Wink.
If I made 50 million and you got half of that, that's still 25 million.
Now, if I got barely half of that,
I don't know, barely half of that.
Like
still
15 million.
yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not happy with this.
Nah, I need more.
That's the game, G. That's the game.
All designed by the scheme, by the man.
By the man.
So, like, if this is all a scheme, JaVae, I want to go back to what y'all said.
Mm-hmm.
If this is all a scheme, and you said, how come we don't develop our own scheme? What y'all say is because we don't hold that same type of unity that you may see other races have. Like, for instance, I know growing up, y'all heard like the whole thing where it's like Spanish people stick together. They buy a house, it's like 10 of them in one house. Right?
That's so terrible.
Which is a terrible, stupid stereotype.
Yeah.
I think that's because of like, I mean, some of it's partly true.
Some
Sometimes.
of it's, sometimes, yeah.
This is a cultural thing though, more than like a Spanish thing. I think that's just a cultural. Like when you go out of the country and you really see like how the impoverished real neighborhoods look.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's a different level of poverty. You'll be like, you come here, you be like, I used to live with 10 people.
That's real shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But man, like, wait, well, finish your thought. What was you see? So you're saying you think we don't have like that same unity?
No, I don't think we do. I don't think we could get like.
I agree.
I don't think we could get like a huge gathering of black people to get behind like something black that doesn't involve something sad behind it. Oh, better yet, here's an even better question for y'all. With the women that y'all know, do y'all feel like black women are more supportive of each other than black men are? Or do y'all feel like
I think it depends. Wow. You know, do you mean like in like a job space or in general?
Let's say in general. Let's say Letitia's opening up like a.
I've met a lot of supportive black women and like a lot of cool like supportive black men. And like I want to say like since the pandemic actually.
Yeah.
Right, like I started meeting like a lot of like cool black people. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like a long time ago I would have said, yo, there's like zero unity, right?
Right.
Like zero. I feel like I'm starting to see it, strangely.
Mm-hmm.
In like little ways, like even in doing shit like this, like coming to like digital empath and like working with like Leon, like even like in like little ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm starting to see like a difference. Like black people are helping each other. I think we just have to look. And I think, again, the pressure of being black, you don't always see like all of the little things that really matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like anytime like if me or you help each other, that's a friend helping a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's a black man helping a black man.
Yeah.
That's community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like we gotta count I feel like we get so focused on like this big grand picture because it's always on our mind and we just want everything to change.
Right.
I feel like sometimes it's the little shit, bro.
The baby steps.
The baby steps, man. Like seeing another black person is like, saying, have a good day, like be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like the little shit. Like they might do that shit for somebody else now, maybe, hopefully. Right? But it's the little shit I think that matters the most.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah. You gotta be the change you want to see. You know?
That's an argument in a whole nother that was the argument when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on.
Yeah.
There were people chanting from the sidelines.
Yeah.
People were like, "No, go out there and be the change you want to see."
Go out there and be the change you want to be. Like, it has to start somewhere. Why does it not? Like, it should start from himself.
That's true.
Yeah. That's what we talked about in the first episode.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how much, like, can't affect everything, everybody. It's self.
You got to worry about yourself.
It's
and
self.
what you can do.
Yeah. What can you do? Does this really affect you this much? Right? Change it. It's on you to change it. Them people are always gonna be them happy to be here as niggas. They always gonna be that.
Yeah.
It's self. You gotta get away from it. And like,
how do you get away from it?
you just gotta do it. I don't even know how to like describe. Like, I'm working on doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now I have 2 jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about what's going on at either one of them. Like, bro, like honest to God, like people will tell me about problems and then like it'll go in like one ear and out the other because like I have what my focus is. Like I want to be an actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like mine is like a few slip ups here and there. Like I just lost my whole fucking phone, all of that, right? Like I've been focused on it. So like none of that other shit matter. None of that other shit matter. They're fighting for a position I don't even want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're fighting for a position I don't even want. If I get it, cool, because it adds more income to my bottom line. But whatever. Like my focus is on this. How can I make this thing become a reality? All these
How can you build your own scheme?
Yeah. How do I build my own scheme? I can't be stuck in this one. Like the crab in the bucket mentality implies that I'm a crab.
True.
I ain't a fucking crab. I'm a human being with goals and aspirations. Let them niggas fight and be crabs if they want to. I want this.
You want the hand that's going to grab his own bucket.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want. That all that other shit is it's so irrelevant. When you really, it's so irrelevant because it bogs you down and you can't think of the bigger picture. That shit it has to become small to you.
That's very true.
It has to become small. You gotta make it small.
It's very true.
Because then people are small. Like they're gonna stay in that bucket.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
If you dwell on it, you will also stay in the bucket, and it'll eat at you.
That's a form of complacency.
Yeah. Like that shit. I'm still teaching myself. I can't worry about like the little shit. I have like a my own scheme that I want to perfect.
Yeah. That's the same for me. I don't want to be a 9-to-5 type of guy. Like,
no. It's
I don't
terrible.
want to be a 9-to-5 type of guy. I want to have a scheme where I'm in control of what I do. I choose when I want to wake up. I choose how long I want to work on something.
Yeah.
That freedom of having that versus being under the man.
Yeah.
And having somebody tell me when I have to do this.
Yeah.
Telling me how I have to do it. And then just having that constant pressure where if I'm not doing it the way they want me to do it, I'm in scrambles because now I'm going to be out of a job.
Yeah.
Now I got to figure out how to go to another man.
Yeah.
and see if I can get my life back together in pieces.
Yeah.
Versus if I'm my own boss, my own entrepreneur, I ain't gotta worry about none of that. Cause I'm building my own path. I'm building my own lane to be in. Which leads me to ask Leon, what obstacles did you face in the years? It could be financially, it could be like, I don't know, it could go back to racial obstacles, it could go back to anything, but just what obstacles did you face getting here? Like, to be a black entrepreneur?
I don't really think it was any race obstacles really, but financially, yeah, because you go from guaranteed money to I make as much as, because everybody got this thing of my self-worth is this. Okay, well, what is it really worth transactionally in the marketplace?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it starts to become. Is okay, I got these ideas, I got these thoughts, got $1 million ideas. Okay, well, you should have $1 million then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does the marketplace say that your ideas is worth $1 million? You gotta have proof of concept. So in my journey personally, I had money set to the side. I made, when I was working, came up with a plan. I said, I'm gonna put my percentage of money every time I get paid to the side, use that money to the side. So I had a cushion, because I knew, like, when you start a business, you better be prepared to lose something.
Yep.
You're gonna take some losses along the way. Car can mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Something else, gas prices go fluctuate. You might say, okay, this is what my price is. You get in an accident, now you gotta use a rental car. Then what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that could happen. For me, I had to build up the clientele, prove that the concept worked, and keep on innovating. Because if I always say this thing, you gotta innovate to elevate. I'm a big believer that you gotta innovate to elevate, because if you keep just sticking to one thing and it's not getting you what you see that you're losing, you should at least try something different. I ain't saying you gotta switch everything up.
Right.
Like for me, I looked at what I was working with and I said, okay, I'm proficient with cameras and audio equipment.
Mm-hmm.
What other ways could I use the same equipment to make sure I can still stay in business? It's a lot of different things you can do with this equipment. You just got to be innovative enough to realize them. Go with a plan.
The support player helping that? Like, would you say you had like a strong support behind you doing this?
My girl, in the sense of like, she was supportive of my decision, because if you, like, I think for all the flack that the masses give the black woman, I can say that she can be the biggest asset to you if you allow her to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So somebody that's going to feed you, they don't need to feed you. I ain't talking about just food or something like that.
That helps though.
Yeah, somebody that's supportive of your vision. Like, hey, look, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. What do you think about it? Because she could have been like, you want to do what? You want to quit your job that makes you this much money to potentially make some money?
Mm-hmm.
I play spades, and if you have one in the possible, you probably don't want to play. That's not a good hand.
No, it's not.
And at the time when I was doing it from my basement, I had one podcast in a possible. And I said, I'm going to go rent a building downtown. Now I don't know how it's going to go, how it's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I'm downtown, the position is good. I know how to market. I know what to do, what needs to be done. I just got to do it. Now I got to do the execution.
Yeah.
So I'm all in now. Ain't no backing out.
You see that? That's that drive to form his own path.
Yeah.
His own scheme.
Yeah. If you had that, all the other shit, little.
It is.
It's little. All the like, fuck them niggas.
So, I mean, okay. Back on the black entrepreneurship wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I just lost my question. It was a good question. So, damn. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But all in all, I just want to say I think we could do a lot better job. A lot better at focusing on forming our own schemes and paths and being just supportive of one another. Because I feel like we put labels on each other negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you trying to do this, JaVae. You trying to start your own business, JaVae. Ah, you corny.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, go get a real job. Yeah.
And you come over, and it's so many like negative like labels placed on like you said, the psychological weight.
Yeah.
If I do this, I'm labeled corny.
Yeah.
If I do this, I'm labeled weird or I'm labeled whack.
Yeah.
Not by anybody else 9 times out of 10, but by us.
Yeah. But it's a proximity, you know.
It's a proximity thing.
Yeah.
Something
If you wanna,
something that you gotta make small.
yeah, you gotta make it small. The vision has to be so grand and like so blinding. Like you gotta want it so much that the shit right in front of you, like all of that bullshit, doesn't even matter.
I know the question. I knew it was coming back to me real quick, Leon.
Yeah.
In a brief summary, what sacrifices did you make to make this like a thing?
Sacrificed a lot of time, money, energy.
Like time with family and all of that.
Yeah, a lot of that. Sometimes I leave here late. No, I mean I don't get to do half the things I used to do, but
Yeah.
what I started doing is putting other people in position. So not only I get to help other people, but also was able to delegate myself back into the position to that love and the energy I got from the family home. I was able to bring it back home. So you gotta have somebody that's understanding of that. Like, okay, this is what it's gonna take. Are you okay with that?
Right.
And really be okay with not coming back and throw sideways comments at you when you come back. Like, why you late all the time?
Right.
Nobody want to deal with that.
No.
This would be a vampire.
Yeah.
Energy. It'll suck you out and you would
Yeah,
you'll die from that.
Yeah, it'll drain you.
Yeah. You know what else is draining?
Hmm.
Our time.
Oh man,
It flew by, didn't it?
it did.
That's all right.
Pulled into the abyss like a crab in a bucket.
Like a crab in a bucket.
Hmm.
But you know what, brother? It's okay, because this has been the Black Men Discuss podcast.
Bang bang.
I've been Ronell Rashid.
JaVae Graham.
And over there, it's the black entrepreneur, the black great man himself, Leon Stanford. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. We love you.